Hey everyone! Today, we're diving into a technology that's making AI way smarter, and honestly, a lot more trustworthy. We're talking about an incredible upgrade that's teaching AI to stop making stuff up and start, checking its facts.
So let's just get right to it with a huge question. One I'm sure you've wondered about. Can your AI actually lie to you? Well, the answer is, it's a little complicated. It's not that the AI has bad intentions or some evil plan, but it can absolutely give you bad information.
Yeah, in the AI world, there's a name for this. It's called a hallucination. It's that super weird moment when a large language model, an LLM, just confidently states something that is completely and utterly wrong. Again, it's not trying to deceive you. It's more like a bug in the system, kind of like a student trying to answer a really tough question just from memory, and all the details are getting fuzzy.
And that right there, that's the heart of the problem. For an AI, just like for any of us, memory alone isn't always going to cut it. But what if we could give that AI a superpower? What if, instead of just relying on that fuzzy memory, we could give it an entire library to check its facts before it says a word? Well, that's exactly what this incredible technology called Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or RAG for short, is all about. Okay, let's really break this down with an analogy. A standard AI, think of it like a brilliant student who has memorized every single textbook for their final exams. The problem is, their knowledge is frozen in time. They can't learn anything new that happened after that exam. Now, a RAG-powered AI, that's the same brilliant student, but we've given them a library card with 24/7 access to a massive, constantly updated library. So now, before answering any question, they can literally run to the library, find the right book, flip to the exact page, and give you an answer that's grounded in real, verifiable sources. Big difference, right?
All right, so this all sounds great, but how do we actually build this amazing library for the AI? Well, it all happens in what we call a behind-the-scenes preparation phase. You can think of it like all the work a librarian does before the library even opens its doors, organizing everything so it's super easy to find later. It breaks down into 4 really important steps. First up, you load the data. This is where you just gather everything you want the AI to know. PDFs, web pages, internal company documents, you name it. Then, step 2, you split it all up. You take those huge, long documents and break them down into smaller, bite-sized chunks, maybe by paragraphs or sections. Now, step 3. This is where the magic really happens. You embed each one of those chunks by turning the text into a unique numerical fingerprint. And finally, step 4, you store all those fingerprints, along with the original text, in a very special kind of database called a vector database. This thing is basically the ultimate superpowered card catalog for our AI's library.
Okay, I just threw a technical term at you, embedding. Let's pause on that for a second because it is so important. This isn't just about the computer looking for keywords, like a simple search engine. No. This is about capturing the meaning, the vibe of the text. These numerical fingerprints, these vectors, they actually understand the relationships between ideas. The classic example is this. If you take the vector for king, subtract the vector for man, and add the vector for woman, you get a result that's incredibly close to the vector for queen. How cool is that? It means the AI can search for concepts in context, not just matching words. It's searching for what you actually mean.
Okay, so our library is built, it's perfectly organized, it's ready to go. Now for the really fun part. Let's see what happens in real time when you actually ask the AI a question. This is the online phase, and it's where all that hard prep work really pays off. And it all comes together in this super quick 3-step dance. First, you ask your question. That's the query. Instantly, the AI turns your question into one of those numerical fingerprints, just like it did for all the documents in the library. Second, it retrieves. It zips into that vector database and finds the chunks of text whose fingerprints are the closest match to your question's fingerprint. It's finding the most relevant pages in the whole library. And finally, step 3. It generates an answer. But here's the key. It's not just pulling from its old, fuzzy memory. It's looking at your original question and the facts it just pulled from the library, and it puts them together to create a smart, accurate, source-based answer. Boom!
So you can probably see this isn't just some small tweak or a minor improvement. It is a massive, fundamental shift in how we can use AI. RAG takes AI from being this cool, fascinating toy that sometimes makes stuff up and turns it into an absolutely essential and reliable tool that we can use for serious, real-world jobs. So let's talk about why this is such a complete game changer.
The benefits here are just huge. First off, you basically kill off those annoying hallucinations because the answers are tied to real data.
Second, the AI can use brand new info, stuff that was created after it was trained. We're talking today's news reports or even your company's private internal documents. You also get verifiable sources. The AI can literally show you its work, telling you exactly where it got the information from. Plus, it's way, way cheaper to just add a new document to the library than it is to retrain a gigantic AI model from the ground up. And maybe the coolest part of all? This lets you create specialist AIs. You want an expert in law? Give it a law library. An expert in medicine? Give it a library of medical journals. The possibilities are pretty much endless.
And this is where things get really practical for the people building these systems. RAG isn't just a theory, it's a tool developers use to pick the right AI for the right job. So, for example, they might use a general model, something like deepseek-chat, and use RAG to help it summarize a bunch of recent news articles. But for something more intense, like solving a complex logic puzzle or analyzing legal code, they'd grab a specialized reasoning model like deepseek-reasoner and give it access to a private library of that specific information. You see, RAG is the bridge. It connects the right kind of AI brain to the right set of facts, and that's what unlocks its true power.
So, when you boil it all down, RAG gives AI a superpower, the ability to ground its amazing language skills in the real-world effects. It's the bridge that takes us from creative, sometimes fictional storytelling to truly reliable knowledge. And that leaves us with a really big, fascinating question to think about. If our AIs can now reliably access and understand any fact we give them, what are the next big questions we should be asking?